Ladies and gents, welcome back to The Random. It's your host, Smallwood Worldwide. We're back again with another video. And you know what time it is. You see the Goodman brothers in the building, and we got a new guest joining us here forever. It's the Takeoff Sports Talk Show. Now, first of all, show the Goodman brothers some love. We got Aj, T, Greg, and I'm Smallwood Worldwide. Now, today, we got a new guest joining us the way live from wherever the hell he's at. Give it up for Dollar Bill, A.K.A. Bill. You want to say a couple words?
Hey everybody, thanks
There
for
you
having
go.
me. Oh, I did it wrong. My bad. Oh
And
man,
I'm
it's so good.
small with worldwide. Now, today's show is Survival of the Fittest. You know how we do. We're going to get down with the top 10, but because you're feeling special today, we're going to give you a top 11 list, right? And not just any top 11, your top 11 greatest NBA players of all time. You know how we do with these lists. And right now, we're going to start with Aj. Run us down your top 11. Let's do it.
Peaches and cream, Marie. So all right, so I'm gonna do this, man. It's gonna catch some flack, but understand that I can explain who my 12 is, and I'll explain why I have my 11, who I have my 11 for. But the rest of the list, I think, is pretty solid. I think everybody will. They won't agree with it exactly, but I think everybody's top six is probably around the same. Um, my number 11, believe it or not, is Isaiah Thomas from the Detroit Pistons.
Mm,
I can explain that later, but I'll just keep going through my list because I know that we're
mm,
straight on time. Bill Russell is my 10. Tim Duncan is my 9.
mm.
Shaquille O'Neal is my 8. Larry Bird is my 7. Keem Olajuwon is my 6. Magic Johnson is my 5. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is my 4. LeBron James, my 3. Michael Jordan is my 2. And Wilt Chamberlain is my 1. Now, some of those changed throughout the years, except for my 1. But LeBron and Michael, sometimes they flip. Kareem, sometimes he sneaks up. Depends on what I put into the mix altogether. The reason why I have Isaiah Thomas at 11, and the great Kobe Bryant is 12, by the way. But the reason why I have Isaiah at number 11 is because he is the only guy that I can think of off the top of my head who led a team through Bird Celtics, Magic's Lakers, and Jordan's Bulls. Like twice. He won championships when they were all in their primes. Nobody was hurt. I don't believe Bird was hurt yet. His back wasn't hurt yet. Magic, although he
Nah,
did go out in one of those finals, he did go out in those finals. It's arguable to say that there was a phantom call that the Detroit Pistons lost to the Lakers with the year prior. So I mean, like Isaiah Thomas, and he did all this at 6 feet. For people who do not play basketball like that, or who are not basketball players, to be 6 foot and to dominate and or lead a team not only to a championship but to be the primary engine behind that team, you have to be very, very good. Like I'm like beyond good.
mm,
And I know that Isaiah Thomas in most people's book is not better than say a Steph Curry, definitely not better in most people's book than Kobe Bryant. But I mean, like, he did something that you're just not going to see. Like you're just not going to see it. And not only that, I mean, I understand that I can name everybody on that Detroit Pistons team, but that does not mean that that team was completely stacked. It seemed that way after the fact, but you got a baby Dennis Rodman. He wasn't even sure of who Dennis Rodman was yet in terms of his role
nope.
playing basketball. You did have scorers like Mark Aguirre, I should say, and Vinny Johnson. They got limited minutes sometimes here and there. You had
Right on.
big dudes like Bill Laimbeer was like considered not their second best player, but the co-captain pretty much. And I mean, like no one would argue for Bill Laimbeer to be, although he probably should be in the Hall of Fame. No one would say he's necessarily a Hall of Famer just because of his play alone. You know what I mean?
Frankie Forster.
Yeah, yeah, but that's just. I mean, like Isaiah Thomas is he's overlooked because I think Jordan. To be honest with you, I think Jordan just hated him, so he gets overlooked a lot. Should he be 11? Maybe, maybe not. But I have him at my 11, and as a
Mm.
smaller guy who played basketball, not at any high levels or anything, but as a smaller guy who played basketball, my hat's off to him completely. So Isaiah Thomas is my number 11. That's why I'll end it with this. Wilt is my number 1 because every time you look at anything that happens since the beginning of basketball stats, you'll look at everyone else and you'll see this guy up there every time. Now, I understand I'm not an all stats guy and I'm definitely not an all rings guy, but Wilt Chamberlain, quite simply, is he's the most phenomenal basketball player you'll ever see. Michael Jordan was definitely more of a sensation in terms of like just a YouTube guy and all this other stuff. his peaks were very high, and he won. Once he won, he didn't stop winning. But Will Chamberlain, if you're talking about just pure basketball player, put the ball in the hole, stop the other guy from doing it. There's no one better than the Big Dipper, in my opinion. So that's my list, and I'm sticking to it for now.
Nice. We're gonna throw it to the new guy, Bill. What you got for us?
Ew.
All right. So I'm gonna start at 11. At number 11, I got Steph Curry. Number 10, I got Oscar Robertson.
That's good.
Number 9, I got Akeem. Number 8, I got Kobe Bryant. Number 7, I got Shaq. Number 6, I got Tim Duncan. 5, I got Magic Johnson. At number 4, I got Bill Russell.
Ooh.
Number 3, I got LeBron.
Yeah.
Number 2, I got Michael Jordan. And number 1, I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So for me, the determining factors was just looking at the accomplishments that that the folks had while they were in the league. And also, kind of the fanfare that they had outside of the league. The thing that kind of pushed me to put Kareem at number 1 was that Kareem was that dude at every level of basketball he played. And granted, this was a discussion about NBA, but what Kareem showed is that when he finished playing, he was that dude. His scoring record lasted up until what, last year? Year
Yeah.
before. So he was that dude for a while. And granted, he looked like Skeletor when he was playing them last couple seasons. You know what I mean? But he was still doing it out there. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man, we're not gonna do
He was-
camp like that.
Telling it again.
He had the mum ra. He was doing his mum ra impression out there, man. Getting the sky hook work even when you just bones, man. Pause.
Ever
He
living?
was doing it, and I think it's just accomplishments, man. I think you look at Kareem and you talk about uh 6 MVPs, man, 2 Finals MVPs, 15-time All NBA. Like that's an accomplishment. That's against your peers. 11-time All Defense. You look at those stats, and that's taking everything into consideration. That's kind of hard to overlook. I got Mike at number 2, man. I think it's hard to not have Michael Jordan in your top 3. I put him at number 2. I just think that Kareem has made a lasting impression. And I think Kareem was an unlikable person, man. And I think that kind of leads to a lot of his
True
not
though.
that fanfare that he deserves, man. But I think the driving factor for Mike Jordan getting a lot of the prestige that he's gotten, um, has been, the fanfare and attention he brought to the league. And granted, he was, kind of after Magic and Bird, but he kind of kept that acceleration going of popularity for the NBA. And that's just off the court. Of course, we saw what he was doing on the court. So I think, that it was up in the air for me. I got LeBron at 3, man. I know a lot of people don't like LeBron, man, but
That's incredible.
I look at him play. I
Incredible.
watch the game, man. I don't like a lot of dudes while they playing. I don't like a lot of dudes while they playing, but then it gets to the point you just watch, you like, man, he's great. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I was like that with Kobe. I was like that with Shaq. I was like that with LeBron for a bit. He lost that championship in Dallas. They should have won that. He cost Wade that MVP in that final.
Yep.
But I'm not trying to derail, but I think that LeBron, man, his accolades, he is a top 3 player in the league, in my honest opinion. And so that's my top 3. And again, the driving factor for me was just looking at accolades on the court. How you were looked at amongst your peers. I'm not a ring dude, but that matters for something. I'm playing against these guys and I'm winning the championship. So that counts for something. So, that's my 11 right there.
Nice. T, what you got?
Yes, man. Hold on a second. Did you? I didn't hear Wilt at all, right? Is that correct?
Wilt was not in my my top 11, man.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Shout out to Wilt, man. He's legendary.
On and off the court.
Yeah.
He put up numbers on the board, Jack.
Yeah, he was giving out pain.
Yeah. He was catching a lot of them off the rebound, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Will.
All right, go ahead, T.
Shout out to Will. All right, fellas. My 11, Bill Russell. I got Steph at 10. Got Larry Bird at 9. Shaq at 8. Kobe at 7. Duncan at 6. Wilt at 5. Magic at 4. Kareem at 3. LeBron at 2. And MJ, I got number 1. So I'll go
Nice.
quick. Bill Russell, I mean, the ultimate winner, player, coach. He's got to be in. Even if he's not technically in your top 10, you have to mention him because he's just such a great player. The only reason why he's 11 on mine is because um, he was a great defender, but he didn't get a chance to. Maybe he was great at offense and he just didn't do it. Maybe he chose to distribute, but he focused on defense.
Ultimate team player.
Yeah, and that's why I've got him up there in my top 11. Steph, you guys know I love Steph. If he was a better defender, I'd have him higher. Because in what was considered to be the LeBron era, he is such a great player that he made it the LeBron and Steph era. Changed the game of basketball. He got 4 championships in that time.
He was gifted 2 of those, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, but
Actually 3.
Here we go.
I don't know about 3.
Yeah, they're at 2015. Kevin Love, Kyrie injuries, man. They ran out of talent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you still got to take it, man. I mean, people get. And he proved, if nothing else, even if you thought that they were luck, his last championship definitely proved that he can carry a team.
I respected that
one. And he's changed the game of basketball. Whether you like it or not, his impact it's going to echo throughout the history of the game. Bird, he was a bad dude, man. His name kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and his career was cut short by injury. He might have even been higher. I didn't realize at the time, but he actually was a pretty good defender. He had steals a couple times or something, which I was.
He was crafty.
Yeah,
he was smart. He needs to know how to get in the lanes. He was not a good on-ball defender, but as a team defender, great at getting in the lanes.
Yeah,
he was smart.
Yeah, I think most people just see him. They just see him get cooked by Jordan for 63, and they figure he can't play no defense. But he was
I mean, it's Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
I said there's 2 clips of Bird on defense. There's him getting cooked by Jordan, and then there's a one where it's like, "And Bird steals the ball." So there's those 2.
Well, my man, did you ever see the joint where he was like over there? Yeah. I'm gonna geek out. That joint is great. That joint is great.
He broke Isaiah's heart, boy. Ooh, that one hurt.
Shout out to Zeke.
Yes, sir. Shaq, his career wasn't short. He spent a long time in the NBA, but his body broke down on him towards the end. I don't remember how many teams he actually played for, but at his peak,
whole rainbow.
What team?
Someone said 14.
What team?
He's a lot, man. But when he was at his peak, my God, nobody could stop this man. I mean, he was just amazing to watch. Kobe is Kobe. I mean, I think it takes an incredible amount of guts to try to emulate somebody like Michael Jordan and to get the footwork and stuff down. I mean, his maniacal work ethic, the longevity of his career, staying in one place for all that time. Give him a lot of credit and respect. Tim Duncan, model of consistency, great player. Kind of gets swept under the rug a little bit because of his quiet personality. Will Odge already laid that out. Magic, the ultimate winner. I mean, if you put him on your team anywhere, your team is going to start winning. I mean, everywhere he goes, success follows. Kareem, I don't want to add to what Bill said. I mean, there's really not much to say there. And LeBron James, what a great player. Scoring champion. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta call coming here. Sorry. All right. LeBron James scoring champ. face of the NBA, been there for a long time, never been in trouble. I mean, he's the king for a reason. Great player, computer brain out there on the court. But the maniacal, incredible, undeniable Michael Jordan is number one. He's the best player that I've ever seen. I mean, he just looks like nothing that I had ever seen before or since. I mean, he looked like the future, and he retired 30 years ago. I
Yeah.
mean, people that hated him said he has no weaknesses. I can't think of anything that's a higher compliment than that. So that's my top 11.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna let G take us home on this topic. So I'm gonna be real quick because everybody has said pretty much the same things I would say. Number 11, Bill Russell. Number 10, I have Larry Bird. Number 9, I have Zeke. Number 8, I got Kobe. 7, I got Shaq. 6, I got the big fundamental, Tim Duncan. At 5, I got Wilt. At 4, I got Kareem. At 3, I got LeBron. At 2, I got Magic. And at number 1, I got MJ. Some of my thoughts is Larry Bird, much to, I think it was T's point of view minutes ago, if he had not got injured, I'd be curious to see how much greater he would have been without the back. And I would have loved to have seen them against Detroit, the bad boys, which is why I put Zeke in front of them, because I think Zeke, what he did was phenomenal on a number of levels. Detroit did not have a super team. They were just a team full of like players who knew their role and knew how to play basketball together, which is the kind of basketball I grew up with. You know, everybody had kind of a position to play, and I loved watching them play. And as much as I loved Michael Jordan, I didn't think they were just beating him up for the sake of beating him up. I thought they were playing smart basketball. And you saw he had went off in the offseason and had to find a way to get better. So shouts to that. And anybody that knows me knows I love Bill Laimbeer. So got to have those enforcers, players that they would not survive that.
I love
Bill Laimbeer would not have a job today.
Not even close. Not even close.
No, I don't know. Draymond gets away with some stuff that Bill Laimbeer never did, so I don't know.
Draymond was punching dudes in the face. Laimbeer was punching dudes in the face.
Yeah. And what's funny, because he used to coach the New York Liberty, right? And he used to go to the games for the Liberty when they were at MSG. He's not a small dude, yo. So like. Yeah, he punched you in the face. Laimbeer is not a small guy.
Yeah, of course, no.
Like he put, like I think about the little dude from Detroit that always likes to get in fights, show. Like if Bill Laimbeer, yeah. I don't think he'd run up on Laimbeer like that, yo. There's nothing he could do with him.
Wow,
he's a wild.
I'm trying to fight Laimbeer. That's crazy.
No, he'd welcome. He's like, don't threaten me with a good time.
No regular person is trying to fight Laimbeer.
No.
No random way niggas is trying
to. I put Duncan in front of Shaq and Kobe because Shaq, although he's my probably top 3 favorite player in the league, I always felt he was lazy in his approach to being prepared. And so that's just, yeah. I
you're
did.
Lazy. Yeah, you're lazy.
I got Shaq for being lazy because I'm like, yo, if Shaq had stayed in prime shape, do you know how many more titles he could have won? And him and Kobe probably would have never broke up with the Lakers, man. That's still.
Nah, they would have broke up.
Nah, I don't know. If he came in shape, I don't know. Kobe was.
What would have happened is Kobe would have been the one leaving instead of Shaq. That's the only different thing that would have changed.
Yeah, Kobe
Prime Shaq was special, man. He was special. But Tim Duncan, he was just so great. And only somebody like Wilt and Kareem as big men to me could be in front of him. And he was at the 4 and Wilt and Kareem were at the 5, but it's just Wilt, he's like a fantasy. He's like something you never heard of, right? And you watch highlights of him now that are coming out and it's like it doesn't look real. And it's just he's that good. Like I don't know. If Wilt played today with all the skills that he had then, I'd be hard pressed to say he doesn't average almost 50 a game. And like the way these guys play with rebounds, he'd eat in any era. Like Wilt is he's the original big dominant, you know? Kareem, I have a lot of respect for Kareem and his game and the sky hook outside of Wilt. Nobody could take it out the sky. So it's just like, is one of those things that he led a team in a difficult time. And to Bill's point, he was not a likable person in public figures, even though I love what he stood for. So for him to go that far, to have a record that stood for 40 years, and it took a guy to play half that time. Man, most NBA players don't make it half that time just to break it. That's insane. LeBron at 3. I previously have always had LeBron at 2 behind Jordan, but I just felt like Magic Johnson gets disrespected a lot in top 5 debate, and he's like the ultimate winner at every level. And in the NBA, he is. Listen,
I was
he
just
has
going
the
to ask
best.
what Magic Johnson's ever done. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, we're not going to go there. It's a family show, but no, he's got it. No, he has the best nickname in the history of anything. Like,
that is true.
To the point where I thought that was his real name for many years. I was like, yo, you mean Irvin? Who's Irvin? No, Magic. But LeBron, great. And he'll have a great end to his career. But Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan, that's why I started watching basketball. That's why I played basketball. And I've never heard anybody say they want to be the LeBron of anything. I heard they want to be the Michael Jordan of this, and whatever sport that is, no, you only hear this person is the Michael Jordan of whatever it is. And so with that alone, without 6 titles putting on the table, without what he did with the Olympic team, without any of his on-court accomplishments, like 9-time defensive player. I mean, listen, the man is insane, and he's a maniac. And on top of that, he had a lot of other activities he was into, and still went 6-0 in the finals. Okay, MJ's the GOAT for me. Number 1 with a bullet. Listen, Greg, take this home before I say something I shouldn't.
Hey. What happened there?
All right. Starting off at number 11, I'm gonna go with Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
Love him.
Probably one of the greatest two-way players to ever play the game. Incredible footwork. The reason why he's only at this is because if I recall, I don't think Hakeem has any MVPs at all. He's got
94, 95?
He's got one.
He's got one?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, fair enough. Because I couldn't even remember if he had any MVPs at all, but I know he has a couple of finals MVPs, a couple of defensive players of the year. But
great defensive player, man.
He needed to probably win a couple more to get higher on this list. But as far as him as a player, I mean, as far as two-way players, there's very few that can be mentioned in the same breath as Hakeem. I mean, just a marvelous player, like I said, and the best footwork, top 5 footwork, top 5 defender. Number 10, Kobe Bean Bryant. The reason why Kobe is at number 10, one, the championships that he does have, he only really gets credit for 2 because he was a Robin for the first 3. However, he is one of the few players that I've ever seen go from a Robin role to a Batman role and take that joint on and be murderous. As far as heart, IQ, all the other stuff, you're not gonna find too many people better than Kobe. Kobe was a dog. He was a beast, and he's had a couple of knocks that I've seen him in his career, but for the most part, I mean, like I said, lots of people are forgetting. They gave him a pass on a lot of stuff that happened, while he was playing, but overall,
you talking about like the Phoenix series and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, the Phoenix series, the fact that they lost to the Detroit Pistons and they had 5 Hall of Famers starting, things like that people just kind of look right past.
I was sick after that finals, man.
Yeah, but anyway, moving on. Next, number 8. I'm not number 8. Number 9, Larry Bird. Larry Bird is the only person to ever get 3 MVPs back to back. One of the most lethal shooters that the game has ever seen. Tenacious competitor, and when it comes to talking shit, that he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I ain't never seen like the legendary shit talk. If this was a shit talk list, Larry would be number 1, hands down. Nobody talks that shit like Larry.
42.
Yep. So he is, Larry Bird is the NBA Eminem. He's the baddest white boy I've ever seen lace him up. And The only reason he's not higher on this list is because he didn't win enough. And speaking of winning, number 8, Bill Russell. Now, the only reason he's on number 8 is because his stats don't line up with the fact that he won 11 championships. But statistically, he's not really that impressive. But if you take into the totality of what he meant to his team, he might be he's a top 5 teammate of all times. One of the greatest leaders that this game has ever seen and probably ever will see. One of the greatest people that this game has ever seen, as far as what he did off the court as well. Bill Russell is someone to be admired for everything that he's done in his life. I would say he's almost flawless in his pursuit of what he's done. He's a great person, respected by all, respected by his peers. There's very few people that will get more genuine love out of what they've done with that basketball in their hands on and off the court than Bill Russell. Number 7, Wilt Chamberlain. Now, the reason he's above Bill Russell is because you can't have a record book and not see Wilt Chamberlain's name in there on every single page. He is probably the most dominant person to not win that I've ever seen in my life. He's got 2 championships, and judging by his stats, him and Bill Russell should have different levels on championships, according to his stats. I don't think there's been anyone to dominate the game quite like Bill Russell, even though Shaq is considered the most dominant player of all times. I don't think anyone has ever or will ever dominate the game quite like Bill Russell did. Well, I mean, he's a freak athlete. I mean, just a complete. Bill Russell had options. That's all I'm saying. Like, he didn't have to play basketball. He had options. He could have went to the Olympics for shot put, long jump, high jump, even the 100. Like, Bill was a bad boy. One of the most incredible athletes to ever pick up a basketball. Number 6, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, to me, is the Floyd Mayweather of basketball. I've never seen anyone more fundamentally sound on a basketball court. Perfect footwork, just everything. Picture perfect. He's what, like, you know, like those how to do films. That nigga is that. He is the how to do. Like the fundamentals that this man has.
He's like the crime dog.
He said what?
The crime. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, you had to get base hits.
So almost perfect in the finals, outside of him getting beat by LeBron James that one year. Amazing leader, very stoic, led by example and led by his ball playing. I said, I don't know what all of his teammates love him. He's basically turned into his Popovich's like oldest child, basically. He's just beloved. He's a great player, and the greatest power forward that we'll probably ever see in this game. I mean, I don't see anybody coming close unless there's some kid in the 7th grade right now probably kicking ass that might do it. But as far as my eyes have seen, I don't think anyone's even it's even really a discussion. And he came through, but there was a lot of great power forwards. I mean, Rasheed,
that's right.
Charles Barkley, Chris Webber. Kevin Garnett. He came through with some dogs. Amari Stoudemire. He came through with some dogs at the power forward position, and he dominated all of them. Hell of a player. Number 5, Shaquille O'Neal. Now, prime Shaq, nobody can stop him at all. Period. This man was ripping backboards off of the entire hoop. No one's better than Shaq.
They redesigned the system for him.
They had to redesign everything for him. You know how many giant bums got contracts because Shaq was in the league? Just big dummies that had to fight. These niggas have no business having jobs. The only reason they got jobs is because Shaq was in the league. And they needed a bunch of big people down there to hack this man.
That's true.
But Shaq is by far the most unstoppable thing I've ever seen in the paint in my life. And had he stayed in shape, who knows how many championships he would have had.
Yep.
If he had really took care of himself, I'll be honest with you, Shaq GOAT conversation.
If Shaq had LeBron's training regimen in the offseason?
Yeah. If the Shaq's problem was he was so God-givenly talented, he did not need any to stay in shape. And he was still that dominant. He got in shape. He played himself into shape. That's ridiculous. But yeah, most dominant big man ever. Number 4, Magic Johnson. And he should be higher on this list, but his career never got to really pan out. Magic Johnson played, what, 12 years?
12, yep.
12 years. I'm telling you right now, had he been able to run out the rest of his career, I feel like he probably would have got 1 or 2 more championships, possibly. And that assist record would be so far out of reach, no one would ever in life be able to see it. Nobody.
He went to 9 finals in those 12 years. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, he went to 9 championship games in 12 years, including
and won 5.
Including his rookie year, where he took over for the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at center and won. That is that's unheard of. You'll never see it again. You will never see another time where a rookie gets the finals MVP. It's just not going to happen. Like I said, greatest court vision that the game has ever seen by far. And when it comes to teammates, I don't think you're going to find a better teammate. Magic Johnson, I don't think you're going to find a better leader. He's one of the greatest players that this game has ever had to offer. And I feel, and it like I said, it still sickens me that we never got to see him get to play his whole career out. I'm telling you right now, man, because you remember he was out of the league when he went to the Olympics, and you saw how good he looked. Then he played for like half a year the next year until Karl Malone cried like a little hoe and got him kicked out the league.
And he'll never make a list for me for that reason alone, man.
If we're going to judge S curls, he's going to be on the list. I don't care what you say.
And we judging something else, he'd be on the list. But we talking basketball.
Cleanest S curl in the game. But anyway, moving on. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Most unstoppable move of all times. One of the greatest players of all time. One of the most controversial players of all time. Kareem didn't say much, but when he does speak, everybody listens. Kareem, highly educated, brilliant on the court. Just a true man of his word when it comes to anything involving politics or the black struggle or anything like that. He was the successor to me of what Bill Russell was before. He carried that torch, and it's a tough torch to carry. You're going to get a lot of hate, as you can see. That's why his name is not mentioned more. And the only time it is mentioned is to discredit the next man that I have on this list that people try and say is not all he should be, and that is LeBron Ramon James. I'll tell you something right now. LeBron James is not the best at anything, but he is great at everything. This man has 0 flaws in his game at all. Court vision, top 5. Scoring, got the most points ever. He's averaged 25 points for 21 years. This nigga's career can go buy a beer. Nigga, do you know how hard it is to play for 21 years and average 25, 8 and 8? It's ridiculous. He's just in the off court, just one of the greatest people to ever like. I've never seen anyone have a career this long and have 0 controversies at all. He is a gift to the NBA.
Yeah.
A complete and total gift to people, and people are going to really miss this dude. They've been shitting on him for so many years, and I don't understand why. I don't really understand why people who claim
people hate greatness, man.
must say that LeBron James is a bum, and people try to discard him on the list. But the fact remains that when his career is over, he's going to be the closest thing to Wilt Chamberlain that we have. He is going to be in every record book, and he's going to surpass Wilt Chamberlain in a lot of these things because of his longevity. He's already number 1 in points. He's going to be top 5 in assists easily. He's going to be top 10 in rebounds, probably at least top 15, and he's going to be top. What was the other one? It doesn't matter. Point being is he's going to be at the top of all of everything by the time his career ends. And he is at the age of 40. Yeah, he's 40 years old. And he just had his worst season to date. He averaged 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 rebounds and 8 assists. Those numbers are all-star numbers. There has been people that have made the all-star team with those numbers.
Of course.
And he's 40 years old. That is almost an MVP level season.
If it wasn't for politics, he should have at least 2 to 3 more MVPs too.
Well, yeah, you can say. Honestly, you can say that for a lot of these dudes. Him and Michael Jordan should have way more MVPs than they actually have.
Both.
Which leads me to my number 1 pick, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
All right.
We really don't got to say nothing else. I mean, 6-0, and if we're gonna just the eye test alone, Michael Jordan has got the prettiest game I've ever seen in my entire life.
That part's true.
He looks like tomorrow, and he retired 30 years ago.
He said tomorrow.
This nigga looks like the future. I've never seen anyone do their job better than he does on the court. Never. I mean, there's been some probably over the years we sprinkled a little bit of picks from his career and made him out to be greater than he probably actually is. But even with all the exaggeration and everything, it's still not far off.
I don't know. I think we underrate him because players today kept pumping that, the athleticism, the this, the that. You know, KD took shots at him recently about going to play baseball, and I don't think people realize that none of them has anything for MJ on the court. He went to fucking baseball, and look at his batting average in baseball, yo.
Well, so the point that KD was trying to make with that whole thing was that the stress of the game can get to you and make you leave. And Mike said it himself. I don't think Mike could still be Mike in this era, but I don't think he would stick around too long. Mike is a very private person. And the way that things are going right now, it would drive him crazy. Mike would be in the doghouse every week. He could never live the way he lived back then in this game now. So I don't think we'd have the same Michael Jordan if he was playing today, because people aren't adding in all the rest of the stuff. Whereas back in the day, there was no cameras around, and Mike could, gamble till 2 a.m, eat a steak, sleep with somebody's wife, and then make it to practice.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly. A super alleged leader.
Alleged on the steak. Allegedly it was a steak. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Ain't no allegiance.
Allegedly on the steak? Is that what you said?
Huh?
Allegedly on the steak. Maybe he didn't need a steak. But Mike was out there throwing dick. I know that.
You got AIDS. All right.
Yo.
But point being is, the Michael Jordan is easily the greatest ball player ever.
Facts.
Don't say easily.
He's superhuman. They said Michael Jordan would stay out all night, drinking, partying, then play 2 rounds of golf, come to the gym, stretch, and then put 50 on a nigga's head. Like, that's unheard of.
You sound like them old blacks in that Coming to America.
Jesus Christ.
No, but you know what's crazy is though.
Crazy.
Remember Rodman came straight out of Vegas show on all kinds of benches and went straight to practice and outran everybody, yo. And that was from Mike himself. Like, I mean, listen, some cats was different.
But that's another dude that's out. Like, he's like them cats in the 90s were off. They said Dennis Rodman was running on the treadmill butt naked with combat boots on for 2 hours after a game. That's
Rodman's a
nuts.
wild boy, yo. And I
Literally.
believe it. Too.
Said he had the combat boots.
Butt
The
naked with
boots that come up to
combat
your
boots
knees.
on.
Huh?
The butt naked with combat boots on.
Butt naked with combat boots on, running on a treadmill for 2 hours.
Allegedly.
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 After the game.
Journalistic integrity has to be taken.
And you know what's weird though? The weird part is no one was like, Dennis, what are you doing? It was like, oh, you still at it? And they was like, yeah. And they just kept on.
Because it's Dennis. We know.
Like it was normal. Like, oh, it's Thursday. He always get butt naked to put on his boots and run on the treadmill for 2 hours after the game.
But yo, that's a great topic, right? Top 11. But let's pivot to our next one, right? So if you took 2 players off your top 11 list and put them in a 2-on-2 tournament, who'd you put your money on to clean up anybody and everybody, excluding nobody? And with that, I'm gonna start with you, T.
What?
My team is Michael Jordan and Tim Duncan.
Ooh.
The 2 of them would mop everybody up for a few different reasons. Number one, of course, from a scoring perspective, we don't really need to discuss Michael Jordan, right? I mean, y'all heard the stories about the practices when the Dream Team was together.
Yeah.
And who the new sheriff in town was, right? Tim Duncan's no slouch either. I don't remember anybody shutting him down. He could score anytime from anywhere inside the block, right? Additionally, they're both really good passers. Tim Duncan's got good court vision for a big man. He was a good passer. Jordan is an underrated assister of the basketball. I think he averaged for his career like maybe 5 or 6 or something.
Almost 6, yeah.
Yeah, and that's with scoring 30-something points. So I think that, of course, them being able to play off of each other, I think they got that. Defense and rebounding. I mean, do I even need to bring it up with these 2 guys? I mean, both great rebounders, awesome defenders. And then the very last point that I have is about mental toughness.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it gets any higher than Michael Jordan. And just for the record, I don't count the Wizard year. That's part of his executive. He only played because they said he could get a piece of the team. They forced him to do it. Does not count. Tim Duncan
didn't get part of the team either.
Yeah,
exactly.
Only the Wizards, yo. Only the Wizards could do this dastardly thing.
Tough.
Only the Wizards. Nobody beats the Wizards.
Michael Jordan, he refuses to lose, and Tim Duncan has proven to have the mental fortitude that his teammates were in awe of. The way that Popovich was, coached him really hard and everything, never complained, just went out there and busted everybody. So I think the 2 of them together probably take anybody on the list.
That's a tough
shot. Nice. Arch, what you got?
Man, that's a great pick, man. I also had an inside-outside game, but I went longer. That's what she said. So I went Wilt Chamberlain as my center and LeBron James as my guy who was outside. And so the reason behind this is that LeBron James is a willing passer, and Will is a willing scorer. the most willing. Some would say the most willing scorer, like who's ever lived. Right? LeBron James and Will can both defend very well. And LeBron James is big enough to where he's big enough and he's athletic enough that he can defend anybody who you put on the perimeter. And he's hell. I mean, like, especially if you get like heat LeBron James, I mean, it's hell. That's hell on earth. And then you got, Will Chamberlain just being Will Chamberlain. I mean, like the most God tier athlete some of us have ever seen. So, I mean, like, I think that the inside outside USA will work out. I'd be a little bit worried about the shooting. Although he did not just dunk all the time, he's not going to shoot threes. LeBron James has gotten better at shooting threes, of course, and he's actually in his career as being a pretty good 3-point shooter. But if you were to point out something that he needs to quote unquote improve on, that would be it. And God forbid if we get fouled, no free throws in 2-on-2. So we're good on that front. We're good money. So I'm sticking with the inside outside game. But arguably the most dominant player who's ever lived in Mr. Chamberlain and LeBron James, who was not jack of all trades, but king of all trades because he's that high level at everything. So, yeah.
Nice. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to toss it to Bill and G to take us home. So for me, similar philosophy, but give me Jordan and Shaq. So Shaq most dominant, and I think with Michael Jordan on the outside, if Shaq gets you down in the paint, I don't think there's anybody stopping him. Even Wilt, I think he backs him down and he yams on him every single time. Yo. And also from a defensive standpoint, Shaq underrated passer. Jordan can cut. He was nice moving without the ball. He's also very confident in his game. So he's the originator what Kobe Bryant was trying to kind of take off of there. And so I think he did it everything on another level and much better. So I wouldn't be worried about him defensively, offensively, his IQ as the game went on and they had a tough matchup like T's squad. I wouldn't worry about MJ or Shaq Wilton there. So yeah, that would be my duo there. Bill, what you got?
I went with Tim Duncan and Steph Curry. I think I know we talk about inside outside, but I think Tim provided that mid-range game um that was a bit different than some of what the other bigs was providing. And additionally, I think with Steph, I think what we've seen from his ball handling perspective and his ability to shoot from long range balls has just been extraordinary. And I think that would be something that had to be reckoned with. And I do think that would be a tough duo to compete with. Now, I will say, I initially thought that we were just going um, with a with two teams with two players that were just from in general, and so I initially went with Giannis and AI because that's why I thought the list was going off, but I do think that
That would have been crazy.
I do think that Tim and Steph would be a tough duo to compete with.
Nice, nice. G, what you got?
Jordan Poole and Kwame Brown. All right, realistically. I got Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't think anyone is scoring.
Ooh.
I don't think you can score on them. The lockdown defense that both of them provide, and both of them are hell on offense too. Mike more so than Hakeem, but just defense alone, I don't see anybody getting through there. I mean, you might have a legit shot with if you got Wilt or Shaq, but
he did Shaq dirty.
Yeah, I was saying from what I recall, he destroyed.
He destroyed the prime Shaq too, but that wasn't Shaq. Like,
Shaq. And if you bring someone like Kareem, I don't think Kareem has the foot speed to keep up with someone like Hakeem. I don't think he's quick-footed. Unless you're talking about a young Kareem. We're talking about a young Kareem in his prime, maybe.
Yeah, young Kareem's.
But I think Hakeem has got too many. I think his footwork is going to be too good. And Jordan, well, come on, man. Stop it. Like,
what are we talking?
What are we saying here? The only one that's got a half a shot, LeBron might have a shot because he's agile enough and strong enough to bully Jordan a little bit. But and Kobe might be able to do something because he basically steals all of Mike's moves. So it'd be like playing himself almost.
Yeah.
It's like the Superman movie.
Yeah. It's like the Superman movie.
Oh, no.
L5.
Yeah. But yeah, outside of that, I don't see anybody beating Mike and Hakeem.
That's a good pick.
Just on that defense alone, you're not gonna score.
Those are good. Those are all good picks.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So I had thought about Jordan with both of you guys' picks with Shaq and Hakeem. The reason why I ended up with Duncan is the personality thing. I figured Tim Duncan's personality would fit better with Jordan's. Shaq is a strong personality. Jordan's a strong personality. Hakeem's a strong personality.
I'm hitting him a lateral movement.
I just figured they would probably mesh together, but because
they would.
Duncan's like he's good with hard coaching and all that. So.
I think Jordan's adaptable though, so he would be no matter who he plays with, he'd be good. But Duncan, that's a great pick though. Yeah. And people sleep on Duncan's defense.
I think Duncan made everybody's top 11 too, which is not surprising, but it's he's just one of those guys where I could see people overlooking him.
He was so good, I forgot that he won 5 chips, yo.
A lot of people forget that.
Like I was like, wait,
what's
you want
interesting to me is that people, and I don't mean to derail the show, but what's interesting to me is that people mention how many people get rings in LeBron James's era, and then they'll talk about Kobe, and I'm like, didn't Duncan get like 5 rings when Kobe was playing?
Yes, he did.
So you know what I mean? Like, stop using that argument where it's like, well, I thought it was his era. It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean that other people ain't winning, man. Jordan's the only maniacal bastard to win to just like take a whole generation out. Like,
well, see, here's the old thing though with that, and again, not to derail the show. In that shortened season, when Duncan got his first ring with David Robinson, if they had not broken up that Bulls team, I would have loved to have seen that matchup.
It would have been a good matchup, but I mean, like, they got the Knicks out of here, so I'll forever be grateful to David Robinson for that.
Yeah, no love for the Knicks.
Yeah,
respectfully.
man, get those guys out of here. Get those guys out of here. Wolves and 9. Anyway,
19,
yeah, the Bulls would have beat the Spurs easily.
No,
the only time I think the Bulls would have probably lost in the finals, they might have lost against the Rockets because they wouldn't have had an answer for Hakeem. But
they had no answer for Jordan.
They had an answer for David Robinson?
Huh?
You said you think they would have had an answer for David Robinson and Tim?
No, well, the reason why is because they had Dennis Rodman at that time.
Oh,
see,
they didn't have him.
If they would have played the Rockets, there's no Dennis Rodman there.
That's true, but still, man.
So I don't know. I don't know if they got any chance with handling what Hakeem got in the paint.
Was Avery Johnson the point guard on that team?
I think so.
I think so.
Sean Elliott, Avery Johnson. Yeah. They had some
and had Sean Elliott too. That's right. Yo, if you say Avery Johnson, I'm in. Avery Johnson.
But against that Rockets team, like who would
I mean, they still had Mad Max. They had Mad Max for 1 year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the Rockets could have beat them 1 year. I think the Rockets might have been able to beat them out like for 1 year, maybe.
And they had TJ's boy Mario Ellie.
That feels personal. That feels personal.
Whatever that is, yo. So much like the Knicks, before we get out of here, we got one more topic here. Listen, when I think about overcoming the odds and just being like the GOAT, sometimes it comes with a little something extra, right? Now, I want to go around lightning round style. Who is the greatest athlete who either got busted for peds or was known to indulge in a little extracurricular to help boost their game? And with that, I'm going to start with you, T. And for context, if you're thinking like a Lance Armstrong or whatever, something like that, you're on the right track. Go for it.
My pick for that is John Bones Jones.
Whoa. I think this category is over.
I did not expect that.
I think this category is over.
Yeah, John was a wild boy.
Yeah, I mean he got busted once, and really in almost any sport, it's hard to identify like a singular person who's the greatest. But even people within that sport acknowledge he's the man. So I immediately thought of him when this time.
Man, that pick is it's over, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. That might end the show because I would want to face John Jones on a regular basis, let alone if he's like fueled by something extra, allegedly, right? Like, no. Not at all. Not at all. Damn, that's a good pick, yo. I'm gonna jump in and throw in my man Diego Maradona, yo. If you know what he was fueled by. You give him one of those balls, and I ain't talking about the soccer ball. He's gonna put the soccer ball through the goal again and again. Yeah. Exactly. You already know that little. And again, you talk about little dudes who could ball. He was unstoppable, but like I said, when he was off that, he was just unbelievable on a level that I don't even know if he knows what he did after the game. But yo, shout out to Diego Maradona, yo. One of my favorite footballers ever. Yo, T. No, I just went to you. Greg, I'm throwing it to you.
Look, man, we all know who's the greatest baseball player of all times, and he'll never see the Hall of Fame. And that's Barry Bonds. Apparently, Barry Bonds is allegedly.
That's
allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's head swells up to the size of a goddamn boulder when you turn 40. But listen.
Got a lot on his mind. That's all. Got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah. Got a lot of thoughts.
Got a lot of thoughts. He had a lot on his mind.
Mega mind.
When in there, like Pinky came out looking like the brain.
All I'm saying is, what 39-year-old man can't put on 30 pounds of muscle over a summer? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, but yeah, to me, it's clearly Barry Bonds. With or without that, he's still the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. And like I said, you can do all the steroids you want to, but if you're striking out, you're striking out. But you still got to connect. Like, to me, I don't even really see it cheating. To be honest, I don't see the difference. Because I guarantee you this: if it had been Mark McGwire, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. They wouldn't even have bothered to test his urine. They'd have been celebrating him. But because they didn't like Barry Bonds, because Barry Bonds was, let's face it, he was kind of a dick when it came to the media. But, it was coming from a good place because he grew up in the sport and his dad was in it. So he understands how the media rolls. So he wasn't playing those games with him. He ain't like them.
Yeah.
And then they decided to get their revenge in the end when they knew the whole league was dirty. And as soon as Barry started, allegedly partaking, all of a sudden there's a problem. So they let everybody else run wild. And then as soon as Barry want to get his on, they upset with it just because he broke a couple of records here and there,
But what's crazy, they stopped pitching to him and he still smashed the record. That's what's wild. Think about how many times they were just intentionally walking him,
Yeah.
They was walking him with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Shout out to his man that took that jail time too, man. Shout out to him.
Shout out to a real friend. That's
Hall of
Homeboy Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Homeboy Hall of Fame first ballot.
First ballot, man.
First ballot.
Yes, sir.
Got my vote.
But yeah, to me, like, because there's nobody. He's one of those dudes where he's on a Jordan level of success in this sport. Like, there's really nobody that you can even. There's not. Who's the closest to him? Like, he's so far ahead of everybody in that sport.
Yeah. Because he was great in the outfield. He's a great hitter.
He's great everywhere.
He's just great all the way around. Yeah.
He's got all. The only person I can see maybe stealing that is what's the Asian dude on the Dodgers? What's his name?
Ohtani's.
Ohtani.
Yeah, well, Ohtani keep it up. He got a shot. But outside of that, I don't see nobody ever seeing Barry Bonds.
Yeah, he's cold.
Yeah. But moving on.
No doubt. Arch, what you got?
I was cycling through my big brain of mine, that sports index that I call a brain. And at first I was going to put it on easy mode to be like Lance Armstrong. But I digressed from that. And it struck me as people were talking, Lawrence Taylor.
My man.
The
Lawrence
legend.
Taylor.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Lawrence Taylor.
There's no pain ever.
Picking up properties, dropping off legs. I love the guy. You know what I mean? 757 legend. Tell a friend. You know what I mean? Lawrence Taylor. I don't think I got the. They didn't even have a position created until he was there. So, and I'm not a fan of the Giants, but he was.
I'm not a fan of the Giants, but I'm a fan of Lawrence Taylor.
Exactamundo, sir. And that is how it was back in my day. You know what I mean? That's it.
Nice built.
Lawrence Taylor is so good. He's not even the greatest defensive player. He's probably the greatest player that the NFL has ever seen.
So I think I still say Jim Brown on that.
You think so?
Over LT?
Jim Brown was crazy, man. Jim Brown was doing crazy stuff, man.
But he only played 9 seasons?
He only played 9 seasons. He had the record for 40 years. It's crazy, man. I don't know. That's another story for another day. That's a good. People would say Jerry Rice. People would say Jerry Rice. If you're saying the most talented football player ever, I would say
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss. Yeah, I would say
Randy Moss is the most talented.
If you said best hands, though, I'd say Chris Carter. Chris Carter caught everything. I still might have to go on Randy Moss. Randy Moss
was wrong.
Moss didn't drop.
Yeah, I don't remember Chris Carter ever dropping the ball. like ever. I don't ever remember him dropping the ball.
Actually, he's another person you can put on that list for because he got in trouble for some substance things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Allegedly.
He never dropped that.
No, there's no alleged. That was factual.
He wasn't
Never
dropping
dropped
it.
Yeah, he was kicked. Yeah, they moved him from a team because
No, he came in the locker room.
Oh,
that shit happened.
Allegedly.
He was doing crack. I thought he was doing coke.
Allegedly.
No disrespect.
Integrity.
I didn't know he was doing crack.
Oh, we talking about Lamar?
I'm sorry.
Oh, we know Lamar was.
Yeah, no Lamar slander around here, man. I don't know what you're
It's
doing.
not slander. It's what happened.
Lamar Jackson? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay.
No. Odom.
Oh, say,
No, not
I'm
Lamar
about to be like, yo,
Jackson.
what is going on here?
Lamar
You know
died,
damn well if
he
Lamar
came
Jackson
back.
got caught with anything, they'd be on his ass. They hate Lamar. I don't know why.
Lamar
He's a
died,
beast.
Came back, yo. He owed that woman.
Yo, Bill, give us your number one pick there.
All right, man. I went a different route altogether, man.
Oh.
So I was looking at the greatest athlete, and the athletes that are notorious for getting busted for performance enhancement are track and field athletes, right? And I went with Ben Johnson, man, the sprinter from
Britain.
Canadian Ben.
And
Canada, yeah.
And the thing that stood out, of course he got busted. I want to say this was late 80s, early 90s. I don't remember the exact time. All I know is he had a 9.79 in the 100 meters, which is
ridiculous.
Usain Bolt ran like a 9.59 or something like that.
Yeah.
So think about that. But of course, that was with the enhancement piece. But the thing that stood out about Ben Johnson breaking this record, man, was he was running against Carl Lewis, and they kept showing the different angles, man. And Carl Lewis had that sad face.
Yeah,
so he wouldn't go win. Yo, he had the saddest face ever. I think after that race, he went and sang that bullshit national anthem, dog, right after that. So I think that's
Ben Johnson's fault, yo.
That's my greatest athlete, yo, right there. Because he led to one of the greatest moments in sports history, man. Right there. So that's a legend, man. Shout out to him, man. Blessings to him and his family.
That's an MVP pick, yo.
They're doing a movie about that too.
Really?
About that national anthem?
Yeah, the Ben Johnson joint. They're doing a movie.
Ben Johnson.
Blessings to him and his family.
Blessings, man. Yo, Carl Lewis looked so sad. Yo.
He did. His face, son looked mad hurt. Like for real. He looked mad hurt.
I know he told. I know you did it, nigga.
Yeah.
I know you told him. I know you did it. He was sad you told.
Carl Lewis when he got the blood sample himself, yo.
Yeah.
He was like, yo.
If you go back and look, because I saw it, that wasn't even that long ago. I was on Facebook. I saw it. Carl looked like he was hurt, man. He was.
Some people said that Carl was on it too, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I heard that, but I don't know.
I heard that too.
I remember some rumors. I don't remember nothing.
Because there was like, what grown man gets braces? But that a lot of grown men get braces.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Well, that's an alleged indicator of
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what it was like. How you gonna get braces? And like he had the full on. You know what I'm saying? He had the full on shit too.
And allegedly, there was some sprinters from a certain country that you saw a lot of their sprinters had braces at a certain time.
You talking about Jamaican women's?
I don't know.
Je ne sais quoi.
I don't know.
Whoever they may be.
Yeah, whoever that is.
But yo, shout out to the fans here at TakeOff Sports Talk. We appreciate y'all tuning in as usual. Show some love to the Goodman brothers, Aj, Greg, T, and our newcomer, Bill, who'll be joining us going forward. I'm your host, Smallwood Worldwide. We'll see you again sooner than you think. Peace.